All right, hello everybody. Welcome to this video. This is a tutorial on warbands and how everything works. So I'm going to try to keep it simple. So we'll just get started here. By pressing U, that will get you into the menu for friends, create a team, hive. But what we're specifically looking at here is going to be warbands. This is your overview. Basically, you have a couple options here. We're just going to go down the list. If you are, I'm going to assume that you are the warband leader. Uh, this will apply to everybody. This button I just clicked here, um, the donate warband fund. If you click on this, I think they need to make that look a little bit better, more like a button. But this will give you an option here. Your screen may differ depending on the level you are. I am level 50 right now. Um, haven't gotten a Staroid, so I can't say I've donated that. But these give you varying amounts, electronic accessories, platinum crystal, etc. You can do a weekly contribution of 10 items, which will give Warband funds for the Warband leader to use to um, bid on territories, and will also give you individual to use for trade-in. That's going to be in the Warband Shop. We'll go over that here in later in the video. But right now, so there's that, the Donate Warband Fund. You have the announcement by clicking on this. You can basically click here. Thank you for watching. Hit confirm. That's going to give you that. Unfortunately, as of right now, at least as of the beta, January 18th, the most recent patch has come out, but it is still only 50 characters, so you might be a little limited there. I will say something you can run into is if you press anything at all, it'll delete what you have. So you might want to copy and paste what you have here. I believe you can at least. Yep. Copy. So yeah, you can copy and paste. But there's your announcements, and on here to the right, this is just showing you your current member list. This has increased over time. I am not sure if that's just changes that were made after patches or as the warband gets more points. But this started at, I believe it was 24 and just kind of went and worked its way up to 80. So that's just showing you total members online, the amount of hives in your warband. Going over here, this is just rough information of all the hives that you do have in your warband and their activity score there. You can expand the list if you kind of want to see it a little bit better. Go back here, so that kind of covers everything that we have, at least on these areas. Edit will allow you to kind of change your name. If it's application or join, auto join, you got a slogan. You can kind of put things in there. I put pandas are cool. What else do we have in here? The emblems that you can change. I don't believe you're allowed to change this, at least as of this time. So that is something that you can change when you're creating the warband, but may not be able to change, at least right now. I'm sure that will change in the next beta or in official release. Applications or apply, this will kind of give you some options of anyone who has applied for your warband. You can either accept or deny, and then you have a log. Kind of tells you everything that's been going on, lets you know if any other warbands have declared war on you. So a lot of information that you can go through. So the next tab that we'll be talking about is the members. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do here. I've tried to give, outside of this button here, you can kind of change what options they have. By default, hive leaders who have joined your warband will be given commander. Um, but if you just want them a member, etc., that's another thing that you can do as well. When it comes to declaring war, um, the only person that can do that, as far as I'm aware of right now, is the mastermind. However, they may change that, allowing commanders to declare war as well. None of the permission customization works right now. Uh, as far as I'm aware, at least as of this patch, you cannot remove members from a hive. You can only remove full hives. So if you do have any inactive members that you're seeing here, as you can see, it'll give you some statuses about hours, days. If your warband is full and you do need to kind of make some room, that's something that you have to get in with your other hive leaders, so they can either kick them out of the hive or reach out and see what's going on. What else do we have here? And on the bottom right, there's usually a lot of options here, not just for Warband, but in general. So always keep an eye out on that. I've playing this game in the first couple of weeks, there's a lot of stuff I missed here, so that's something that you can try. Next tab here, I believe we've covered everything. We have Declare War. This is going to look a bit different. We do currently own 10 territories here, but this is kind of like a quick view look of what you have and what you can be working with. A few things here. So the Staroid output is essentially the area or level that the territory is. Staroid output and how much you get from the rigs in those territories are somewhat aligned. The lower level ones, 10 a day, will give less per hour as far as creating Stardust, versus the higher ones. You have 10, 12, 15, 18, 25, and then all the way up to 30. From there, the bottom portion is just going to be available territories. Whenever it says conquerable, that is something that you can bid on. As you can see here, if I click on Southern Frontier, it does change the right side a bit, and it gives us a few options. Well, a option to bid. Now, as far as I'm concerned right now, all the bidding has been ending at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the war, once the bidding has ended, will start 8 hours after. So bidding will end at 2 p.m. and then the war will be declared and started at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Give you a quick overview here. When you click on bid, this will definitely be different. This is showing up right now because we are full. You cannot declare war on another territory when you own 10 territories. So with that being said, we have, let's see who we have here. Okay, we have Skelson Frontier. I'm going to go ahead and try to make a bid. We are going to go ahead and say goodbye to Lost Oasis, confirm, and I am going to be making a bid here. We're just going to make it for 10,000. I kind of wish they would change this a little bit, make it a little bit easier to get to the number that I'm going for. We'll just make a bid for 10,000. Well, let's make it a little less. We'll make it 7,500. Click on there. It's telling me I've won the bid, and there we go. So that, if we are successful in this bid and we do take over, we will take that territory, but we will lose the territory that I've offered up. In this case, that would be Lost Oasis, indicated by the asterisk next to the name. All right. Looking over here real quick, I think that's all we have here for the declare war. Now, one tip I do have for you guys is if you want to teleport into this area, or said territory, this is the fastest way if you're not really sure of where all the territories are on the map. So if someone's saying, hey, I need help on Merlin Island, simply go to this tab. If you click on Merlin Island, as you can see on this bottom right, it says teleport. Just hold F and you'll be teleported there. That does not cost you anything as you are the territory owner, and that will apply not only to you as the leader, but to all of your warband members as well. And they'll be able to teleport to any one of these areas without cost, as you do on the territory. Moving on here, this is the ranking page. This will kind of give you an idea of what you guys can expect as far as rewards go. This really doesn't apply until the later phases. So if you're at, I want to say it's phase 5 or higher, this is where you can check your current status. The season points are basically given by fighting and defeating the prime war bosses. That's something that we'll get to once we get there, once I go over all of these tabs. In this current case right now, we are on the last stand, which is phase 9. Currently right now, we are on Stardust L, and this is giving us our current standings. We do have 4,200 points. When you go to view season rewards here in the bottom right, it'll kind of tell you what you can expect pending your warband's current position. So right now, the hive ranking, so basically it's saying in this particular case, our warband is rank 1. So hives of rank 1 to 10 will get a Paragon of Evolution along with 12,000 Star Crown. For the other hives who are less active, from rank 11 downwards, will also get a Paragon of Evolution, but will get the lesser amount of 9,600 Star Crown versus 12,000. Right now, my current hive, Bamboo Squad, is leading with 11,584 points, so we would fall into that first category. But if you may not be rank 1, rank 2 and 3 get lesser rewards. Paragon of Evolution is reserved for the first place spot, following with second and third getting the Great One's Resonance. And it kind of goes down from there. Rank 4 to 6 gets Outstanding Securement. Rank 7 to 12 gets Sparkling Resilience. And 13 to 24 get 4,200 Star Crom. And 41 and beyond will get 600 Star Crom. So moving on to the next one here, we've got the Warband Shop. So as I explained earlier in the overview page, when you donate, not only are you giving War Fund points to your Warband leader so that they can declare war on territories, but you also get like donation points. Those points here, sorry, my camera is blocking it right now. Apologize here. As you can see in the top right, that's how many warband funds that we have for declaration of war, and my individual points, which is 2,116. Now, what I can do is, as you can see, these are all on a weekly limit, so I can use those points to either buy activators, advanced activators. It's all here. And these points here are for purchasing using Stardust. Now, when you do own a warband and you have access to the rigs on said territories, if your warband is engaging in guild versus guild territory wars, that will give you quite a bit access to more Stardust than you might be used to. So you can buy stuff like acid for 10 Stardust, rubber for 8, logs if you really need it. If you're building somewhere and you need to just have some, you're able to buy that with Stardust. And then last but not least, in the last tab here, we have Dakini Decoding. These are offered once you've downed the Prime War bosses. In this case, the Prime War bosses are related to the territories, which we'll get here on the next step when we teleport over to one of the territories that we own. So in this case, these buffs are basically not needed until you get to the final Dakini fights, which we are currently in phase 9. Hard mode Dakini is basically out. We're going to teleport over to one of the territories here and we'll show you what that is. But basically you get varying upgrades. On this one, we did defeat Ravenous Hunter enough and get up to the 1800 points, which gives us the following buffs. You have Mind Ascension, you have Mind Ascension 2, you have Thought Enhancement, you have HP Perception, you have Life Ascension, HP Perception, Will Ascension 1 and 2. And this one we don't have just yet. Just one of the things, unfortunately, we were not able to unlock. But to get that, we would just need to get the remaining 1,200 points to get it. 1,800 points to get you all three. If I'm not mistaken, it's 200 points for the first buff and then 600 for the second. If you go here, again, it kind of just goes back to the ranking page. It is a little bit covered. Hopefully that's something that they do address. But yeah, so that's what we have for the Warband section. And if you come here, like I mentioned before, there's a couple ways you can get to your territories. So if you're looking from the map, you know, you gotta, the green territories are what you own. The red territories are under the leadership of a different warband. Again, this might be a little daunting if you're not used to where everything is. So, like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you go to Warband, you can click on Declare War, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on Windward. You're going to press and hold F. That'll get us teleported, and that'll take us to our territory. Now, kind of continuing the video here, this is Windward. We're actually doing a Dakini progression here in this area. So let me get to kind of hidden here. So this is the territory, the terminal actually. So when you click on F on the terminal, this will give you a couple options. If you've done any building, it is very similar to that as far as your territory or hive terminals. This is where you can keep items to make sure that your base does not start decaying. So you have that. You have your repairing. Like I said, very, very similar to what you should be used to with hive and territory building. But the important part here is going to be Staroid Awaken. So these will vary from location to location. We'll go ahead and go over there here shortly after, but let me just kind of explain what options you have here. So in this case, Windward, the main boss that you fight here, the Prime War boss, would be the Secret Servitor. These are what spawn, the level of the boss that you'll be fighting, and the rewards. As you can see here, what I mentioned in the video earlier as well. So Staroid is what you need to declare war on these Prime War bosses. So if you own 10 territories, you'll be gaining a lot more per day. But that Staroid per day that I was mentioning earlier about the territories is where you get this particular currency so you can declare war on these bosses. So in this particular place, early in the game, this is going to be the only one that's available. When you click here, this is going to be what I want to call like Dakini Light. This is like an introduction to the boss, what to expect. As you can see here, the encounter is already close, so we're not able to declare war on that. But Dakini hard mode, which is available on phase 9, if I were to click F, this would start the fight. You get teleported out of your base. Everyone who's in there will get teleported out, and then they'll have to teleport back in. This is very similar to Territory Wars as well. So we'll go back in here. And so going back to declare war, as you can see, I forgot to mention this earlier. So Merlin has a Star Road output of 18 a day. Again, that is that same resource that you would need to declare war on these bosses. And then these are the bosses that would be available there. It's indicated in this box here, along with the picture on the right. So you have Merlin Island would be the Ravenous Hunter. Island Tail would be the dog, Rabazex. And in this case, Windward would be the secret servitude, which is the third boss. That may change, but as of right now, there is basically 3 bosses available, which would be those 3 that I just mentioned. Dakini Light, which gets unlocked, I believe it's phase 7 and 8. And then phase 9 would be the hard mode Dakini. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys. This is just a very quick rundown of how warbands work. If you guys have any questions at all, you can leave them in the comments. Or if you'd like to ask me in person, I am live on Twitch. You can see the link in the description below as well. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. It is my first Once Human / YouTube tutorial on how this works. Hopefully we'll just start getting better moving forward. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day, all right? Bye-bye.